Hello, dear listeners. Welcome back to our news channel. Students, today we are talking about a major legal battle between the social media platform X and the Indian government. So, it's about something called Sahyog Portal, which X is calling a censorship portal. Okay. But what does that mean? Why is X suing the government? And how does it affect what we see and post on social media? So, buckle up because we are going to understand in detail. Now, to understand this issue, let's first talk about what actually happened. So, social media platform X, which was formerly known as Twitter, it has filed a case in the Karnataka High Court against the Indian government. The reason? A new system called the Sahyog portal that the government has introduced to regulate online content. Now, X is arguing that this system is not just about regulation, it's about censorship. What is censorship? Meaning, government is trying to control what people can and cannot post online without proper legal procedures. Okay? So, what is the Sahyog portal? Government has recently introduced Sahyog portal. It's an online platform to basically streamline the process of sending takedown requests to social media companies. Simply put, if the government or law enforcement wants a post removed from online platform because it might be misleading, illegal, or even harmful, they can just send a request through this portal. And government says that this portal is useful for quickly removing harmful content, such as posts which are related to crime, misinformation, or even national security threats. Okay, so there are two ministries who are involved. Ministry of Home Affairs, who is running this project with the help from the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. But students, here's the issue. This portal doesn't just allow the central government to take down requests. It allows local police and state governments to request content removal as well. Okay, so सिर्फ सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ही कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकती है. Even local police and state government, they can also send request through this portal to basically make a takedown request. And X argues that this can lead to misuse, where the government officials remove post because they just don't like it. Okay, so instead of just removing harmful content, they can remove posts because they don't like it. So this will be against what you can say freedom of speech and expression. So X believes that the Sahyog portal violates legal procedures. So X, the company is saying that. And according to Indian law, the government can only block content under specific rules mentioned in the Information and IT Act 2000. Okay. So this act has basically two sections. Okay, to govern. First is section 69A. Okay, 69A. This law allows the government to block content but only under strict condition under strict conditions. जैसे क्या क्या हो सकता है strict conditions? जैसे नेशनल सिक्योरिटी को प्रोटेक्ट करना, पब्लिक ऑर्डर को मेंटेन करना और इवन प्रिवेंटिंग अ क्राइम. So the process includes proper review and safeguards, meaning the person who posted the content usually gets a chance to defend themselves. And then there's a section 79. Okay. And this section says that if a social media company gets actual knowledge that content is illegal, so either from a government notification or a court order, it must remove that content. तो 79 में वो मैंडेटरी है कि अगर नोटिफिकेशन आ गया गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से कि नहीं रिमूव करना ही है तो मतलब करना ही है. And X is arguing that Sahyog bypasses these safeguards. So instead of following the legal review process, the government is using Sahyog to directly demand removals without proper legal justification. तो सहयोग क्या कह रहा है कि प्रॉपर लीगल पाथ नहीं फॉलो कर रही है गवर्नमेंट, उसको बाईपास कर रही है. सो दिस मीन्स content can be taken down without giving users a chance to defend their post. तो एक्स ये कह रही है कि जो कंटेंट है उसको हटा दिया जा रहा है और यूजर्स को एक चांस भी नहीं दिया जा रहा कि वो अपने कंटेंट के रिगार्डिंग डिफेंड कर सके. ओके. अब हम बात करते हैं कि कोर्ट में क्या जजमेंट रही है पास्ट में. सो let's look at a 2015 Supreme Court judgment called the Shreya Singhal case. Now, students, this was a landmark case where the court struck down section 66A. Okay, so Shreya Singhal case, it was quite important क्योंकि इस केस के अंदर सेक्शन 66A जो पहले हुआ करता था उसको हटा दिया. ओके. क्योंकि क्यों हटाया गया? क्योंकि 66A के अकॉर्डिंग पता क्या होता था कि गवर्नमेंट लोगों को अगर उन्होंने ऑफेंसिव ऑनलाइन कुछ पोस्ट किया है तो उसको अरेस्ट भी कर सकती थी. ओके. मतलब कंटेंट रिमूव नहीं करना, सीधा जिस पर्सन ने पोस्ट किया है उसको सीधा सीधा अरेस्ट कर लेना. ओके. तो पहले ऐसा होता था अंडर सेक्शन 66A. But in Shreya Singhal case, Supreme Court ruled that this was unconstitutional because it violated freedom of speech. तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने क्या कहा कि भाई ये जो प्रोविजन है ये अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल है. ओके. सो इसीलिए हम कहते हैं कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट इज आर गार्जियन. किस चीज का गार्जियन है? हमारे फंडामेंटल राइट्स का. Okay, so Supreme Court ruled that this particular section 66A, was unconstitutional. Well, in the same case, the court also said that the government must follow proper legal channels whenever it is ordering content takedowns. So the court made it clear that government can ask social media companies to remove content but only under section 69A, which has specific guidelines. सेक्शन 69A क्या कहता है कि जिस भी पर्सन ने ऑनलाइन पोस्ट किया है उसको एक चांस मिलेगा अपने आप को डिफेंड करने का. ओके. और सेक्शन 79 भी है जहां पे गवर्नमेंट डायरेक्ट सेंसरशिप पार कर सकती है, बट इट ओनली अप्लाइज व्हेन कंटेंट इज clearly illegal, like child abuse material or even direct threats of violence are posted. So X argues that the government is ignoring this Supreme Court ruling and using Sahyog as a shortcut to take down content without following due process. So this is what X is arguing. Okay. Now, students, you might be wondering, how does this affect me? Well, think about it in this way. If the government can remove content without proper checks, it means your social media post could be taken down without any explanation. And there's no way for you to challenge a decision before your content disappears. Okay? So, because this doesn't just allow central government, it also allows the लोकल पुलिस एंड स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. सो इससे क्या होगा कि इट कुड potentially lead to misuse of power to suppress criticism, satire, or even opinions, right? तो ये सारी चीजें हैं. अब गवर्नमेंट क्या कह रही है? व्हाट इज गवर्नमेंट स्टैंस? स्टूडेंट्स, government on the other hand argues that Sahyog portal is not just about censorship, it's about speed and efficiency. Okay, so officials claim that certain types of harmful content like scams, child exploitation, and election related misinformation need to be taken on quickly before they cause the damage. कितनी बार ऐसे हमें केसेस सुनने को मिलते हैं कि मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन की वजह से, बिकॉज ऑफ द फेक न्यूज, मॉब लिंचिंग हो गई, क्राइम कमिट हो गया. तो इससे पहले कि वो एक पोस्ट फायर की तरह, वाइल्ड फायर की तरह स्प्रेड हो, जल्दी से एक्शन लेने की जरूरत होती है. So this is what government is saying, that it's not just about censorship, it's also about speed and efficiency. And in certain types of cases, action need to be taken as soon as possible before they cause any damage. And home ministry official even compared social media companies to newspapers and TV channels, saying that unlike traditional media, social media platforms don't have editors to control the content before it gets posted. That's why the government argues they need a faster way to regulate content. Okay. However, of course, critics argue that speed should not come at the cost of fairness. And they believe that giving police and local authorities unrestricted power over takedowns, it could lead to abuse, where even dissenting voice are removed under the guise of maintaining public order. Okay. So what happens next? Karnataka High Court basically will now hear this case and decide whether Sahyog violates the constitutional right to free speech. And if X wins, the government may have to revise or shut down the Sahyog portal. And if the government wins, social media companies will have to comply with the takedown request without requiring legal justification. Okay. And students, many legal experts, what they are saying, that they believe this case will set an important precedent for the future of internet freedom in India. Okay. तो काफी एक्सपर्ट्स ये बिलीव करें कि ये केस काफी ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. All right. So that's all for today, students. Now, this debate is about freedom of speech versus public safety. And we know that there cannot be a simple answer. But one thing is certain, whatever the court decides will shape the future of digital rights in India. So that's all for today. If you found this discussion helpful, make sure to share it with your friends and subscribe for more updates on such news. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.